Guys, welcome back to the CSA Forex channel. It's a pleasure having you guys here. And today we're going to be talking about the gold precious metal. We're going to dive in and then find out what has been happening to the precious metal and what we are expecting today and this week. Right, for a while now, the trend has been up, obviously, which is bullish. That's number one. So everybody knows that the buyers have been in control. And of course, it's advisable for you to be a buyer as well. Now, what else can we see? We can see some levels that were tested. Here was like a resistance before, then later tested as support. The same thing here, resistance, later tested as support. Here was resistance, but was not tested as support. And that's why we called it the untested level as support. Same thing happened over here. We had divergence, right, sometime last week. And then we're expecting the market to come back and test here as a level untested, right? But then it broke out over here. As it broke out this morning, this was the candle that everybody saw, and people were talking about that gold is extremely bullish. And I smiled because it's a Monday. Mondays tend to be a bit confusing with respect to picking its directional bias. Right, most times on Mondays, the market is rather slow, or most times on Mondays, the market tends to try to deceive people. And then this big, massive candle came up, right? And then look at what happened now. It has gotten all the way down. It has actually gotten to this area that was former resistance, and we're expecting it to act as support. But look at what happened. Lo and behold, it has smashed through. Apart from the fact that it smashed through, it didn't give off any price action trigger. We must always ensure that we wait for the area of interest, right, which is our support resistance for entry. That's area of interest. And then look out for the reaction. How does the market react? Does this slow down there? If it slows down there, it means that you have level of like buyers in this situation, right? Slow down a bit, and then next thing, it has punched through again. That means that at this level here, the buyers were not enough to take it back up. And as much as the buyers were not enough to take it back up, how do you know? You know based on the candles, right? Let the candles, lead the way. This candle that you can see here, it's not a significant candle, right? This could have formed a pin bar, also known as a hammer, but I repeat, it is not a significant candle. And that's why traders today must always ensure that it's best for them to wait for confirmation, right? Confirmation in terms of candles, price action, basically price action, right? The strategy that I normally deploy is known as strategy based on the price action, support, and resistance. So I call it the PASR, right? PASR. So price action, support, and resistance. Here's support here, but no what? No trigger. And then what is happening here? It is moving back. It seems to be dropping further to this area here of what? Of untested support. So what are you supposed to do as a trader? Now, mind you also, I'm mentioning support and resistance. We also have the aspect of you have the aspect of supply and demand. For supply and demand, you'll notice this area here, right, which you can also call demand, right? I try as much as possible not to talk about support and resistance, supply and demand, right, on the same chart so that it doesn't confuse people. But I can tell you for a fact that this area here could also be a significant area for entry, and that's why you have the price slowing down here. Now, another thing you could also do for confluence, right? Confluence meaning that you have two or three or more things telling you the same thing at that area, right? Apart from support and resistance, in this instance, I tend to use like Fibonacci. You can pick up your Fibonacci tool, which is this, draw from the swing lows, right? The extreme swing lows to the extreme swing highs over here. And then when you do that, you can now see what price is trying to do. Let me clean up this chart because it might start to look a bit messy, but I'm going to do something for you now. You can see that where it is now at this area of demand is confluence with 61.8. Even at this area here that we marked as the untested support, right, is still within the area of 61.8. This is the threshold for me. That means that if I get an entry here to pull the trigger, I will take it, or I get an entry here, right, to pull the trigger, confirmation here or here to pull the trigger, I will take it. Anything below this, and then for me, on this hourly time frame, the directional bias might as well be changing. Anything after 61.8 is showing that these people, these buyers are not strong enough on this time frame to hold the chart up, right? And that's why confluence is always, always good. I definitely will not be looking forward to buying over here. It's way past the Fibonacci retracement level. Because I'm looking up for this place here, this big candle. I'm not a touch trader. I'm not going to pull the trigger as this candle is still, doing this battle. The buyers and sellers are still battling inside this 1 hour candle. I'm not going to do anything here, but rather I'm going to wait and see how it closes. I like to wait for the close because the close is going to give me that confirmation. It was either the buyers or the sellers that did that and were able to win at the end of the day. So I'll wait for the close and see how, what happens over here. And then if this doesn't close here, as it's looking now like it's trying to break, I'll wait here. The trading business, right? Investing business is a thing of patience. You need to exercise a lot of patience. And when the price gets there, you exercise some more patience to see whether you have your trigger. You get your trigger, you enter, you exercise even more patience for your trade to play out, right? You're in a hurry, you place a trade that is half-baked, you have yourself to blame. You're in a hurry, you enter a good enough trade, but then you don't manage it properly because you're in a hurry, you have yourself to blame, right? So everything has to do with patience at the end of the day. So once again, in summary, this here is a bullish chart. Even though you have this move over here, this move is known as a pullback, right? A retracement. And that's why we're also using the Fibonacci retracement tool as a form of confluence. So this is a pullback retracement move, which did not hold here as support and now heading to demand stroke, this area of support here. So this here, number one and number two, are the areas I'm going to look out for, right? And then if I get an entry, wow, look at what's happening now. You can see it is actually tearing through that area and then now rushing to this area of support. So this is going to be like, I'll call this like my maximum pain level for the buyers, right? So you must always know your areas and then patiently wait. You can see price is doing its thing, smashing through. It might still go back up. I really don't know. But I'm going to let price action lead the way. If you had touched trade, if you had touched traded this place, meaning that you just placed the trade when it got there, or you set a penny order, most likely your stop loss would have gotten hit because your stop loss would be below this area, right? Ideally. So it would have gotten hit, and then it comes back here, does what it does, and then it gets an entry, and then you push up without you. Then you start to say that the broker is watching you. The broker is not watching you. You are the one that is not watching yourself properly, right? I hope that makes sense. I'm going to run up now, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and then give this video a thumbs up as well, right? So thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, this is gold, the 1 hour time frame, and we will definitely give you updates as things unfold further because I am looking forward to trading this, right? And then we'll see how it goes at the end of the day. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. And please don't forget also to check the fundamentals. This is gold. We check fundamentals based on news coming out for the dollar. We don't have anything coming out today for the dollar. But then Friday is the last non-farm payroll for the year 2023. So you need to be careful. It's always good to end the year on a good note rather than on a bad one. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. And we'll be back shortly. Cheers.